Hello students. So in my previous class we have discussed about oxidation reactions and reduction reactions and also the oxidation numbers. Okay. So now we are going to discuss the last topic of your first chapter, that is the effect of oxidation in daily life. Okay. And this topic has two subtopics. One is corrosion and one is rancidity. Okay, so both corrosion and rancidity are type of oxidation reactions and both are unwanted. That means we always try to prevent corrosion and prevent rancidity. Okay, so this is not very good. Why not very good? Because corrosion reduces the physical strength of metal, whereas rancidity decreases the lifetime of a cooked food. Okay, so we will be looking at corrosion and rancidity in details in today's class. Okay, so let's start. So what is corrosion? Corrosion is when any metal will come in contact with moisture. Moisture means air present in air, water present in air. That thing is known as moisture. Okay, so when we all know that water vapor is always present in air. So if the amount of water vapor will be higher in air, then we will say that moisture is more in air, so air is more moist. Okay, so when metal will come in contact with moisture or water or some materials like salt or acid, what we will see that there will be a reaction, chemical reaction. So what kind of chemical reaction? A oxidation reaction. Okay, and due to this oxidation reaction we will see that slowly with time the physical strength of metal decreases. For example, if you look at the tin sheets, okay, that generally it is used to make the roof of general house. Okay, so I will say when you buy a new tin sheet from the market, it is shiny. Okay, very nice surface, shiny surface, but when when with more time passes by, you can see that the roof of the houses, they are rusted. Rusted means they turn something like reddish. Okay, and if you look at more older houses, suppose the houses are 50 years 60 years old, then you will see that the roof of those houses have some tiny holes. Okay, and during rainfall you will see that water seeps in through this hole and water will starts falling inside the house from the roof, because the sheet that was present, the tin sheet that was present, due to rust, what happens, the tin sheet is now weakened physically, it is weakened. That means there are some holes created on the tin sheets. Okay, so it is very common. Again, you can see in case of nails also, on any iron made material, there also you will see that rusting occurs, and due to which you can see that the older nails, sometimes it is even possible to break the nail with your hand itself by applying little bit of force. Okay, so from this we can know that due to corrosion the physical strength of the metal decreases. Okay, and the same thing is written at point number 2, that is corrosion causes damage to all the objects made up of metal like car, bridges, ship, etc. Yes, so anything that is made up of metal can be corroded. Okay, and corrosion occurs differently in different metal, but the most common type of corrosion is rusting of iron. So that is why any object that is made up of rusting, what we do, we immediately put a layer of paint, okay, on a iron metal, object made up of iron metal. Why? Because iron rust or corrodes very easily. Yes, so that is why you will see that bridges or cars, they always have an extra layer of paint, even if the grill that you use in your house. Okay, so as soon as you buy the grill, you put a red color paint on the grill. Yes, why? Because you want to prevent those grill bars, the metal bars that is present in the grills, from rusting, because they are made up of iron. Okay, so now we will be looking at three types of example that is discussed in your book, and first and the most common one is rusting of iron. Okay, so what happens while rusting? So rusting is a chemical process because it is also a type of corrosion, and what we see, there will be an oxidation reaction. So what happens when iron comes in contact with water as well as oxygen at the same time? Okay, so that means iron should come in contact, or it should react with water and oxygen present in the air at the same time. So how water and air will be, how water and oxygen will be present at the same time in moist air. So in moist air, what it means, the amount of water is higher and air also contains oxygen. So when moist air comes in contact with iron, what it means, a reaction will take place. Okay, and due to this reaction, we will see that when any iron object is rusted, you will see that some small tiny powder like substances which are reddish brown in color is present on the surface of the iron object. Okay, so what is that? That is rust. Okay, and this is the reaction that occurs, that is iron is reacting with oxygen from air, also with water, to give rust, which is Fe2O3.H2O. Okay, so this is the formula of rust, and this reaction, as you all know, is chemically balanced. So therefore we will get the stoichiometric coefficient, that is 4, 3, 2 and 2 always. Okay, so the main reaction is a oxidation reaction where iron reacts with oxygen and water present in the air to form rust, whose formula is Fe2O3.H2O. Okay, next type of rusting, that is also very common, but we do not give much importance to it, that is rusting of silver. So what it means, when you buy a silver object or a silver utensil or any ornament, you will see that it is shiny. Okay, but as the silver objects is kept for a longer period of time, you will see that the color of that silver object turns somewhat blackish, okay, or grayish. So that means a black color coating slowly and slowly develops over the surface of the silver object, and that is what is known as tarnishing of silver. Okay, so why it is so? Because the rusting of silver occurs in presence of hydrogen sulfide. Okay, so what is hydrogen sulfide? Hydrogen sulfide is a gas which is also present in the atmosphere in a very less amount. Okay, so what it means, this silver will react with the hydrogen sulfide and also in presence of oxygen to give silver sulfide, okay, and water, that is Ag2S and water, and this is also a oxidation reaction, and due to which you will see that rusting of silver occurs. Okay, so in this reaction you can see that I am calling it as a oxidation reaction. Yes, but you see that no oxygen is added to silver, or neither any hydrogen is added to silver. Yes, you are saying that no oxygen is added to silver, neither the silver is losing a hydrogen atom. Then why I am calling it oxidation reaction? Because if you find out the oxidation number of the metallic silver, that is only Ag, and of Ag2S, you will see that the oxidation number of silver has increased from 0 to 1. Okay, so in Ag the oxidation number is 0, and in the compound Ag2S the oxidation number of silver is +1. Okay, so you have seen that oxidation number increases. So what we know, that when oxidation number increase in any reaction, we can say that this is a oxidation reaction. Okay, so next we will be looking at rusting of copper. Okay, so although I am giving you the chemical reaction of rusting of copper, but it is not very necessary for your syllabus. Only you have to know that when copper comes in contact with moist air, you will get a green colored substance or green colored layer on the surface of the copper object, and this is what is due to the rusting of copper, or you can say that it is corrosion of copper. Okay, so more perfect word for this is the corrosion of copper. Okay, so instead of rusting you can say it is a corrosion of copper, and this is due to the green colored layer. Okay, and what is present in the green colored layer? That is copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. Okay, so this copper hydroxide and copper carbonate together they form this green colored coating, and this is what corrosion of copper looks like. So the next and the last topic of this chapter is rancidity. Okay, so what is rancidity? Rancidity means, see, when any food object is cooked. Okay, so there are some amount of fats and oil present in every object. Okay, uh, some exceptions are some fruits and vegetables, but most of the food items that are cooked, they have fats or oils in them. Okay, so what in air we have oxygen. So if you will keep this food for a longer period of time in open, okay, so what will happen? These fats and oils are oxidized by the oxygen present in air. Okay, and due to this, when foods are kept for a longer period of time, you will see that some bad smell starts to come from this food. Also, you will see that its taste become somewhat sour. That is, the taste is now not very pleasant. That is, now you will not like to eat that food because the taste is somewhat bad. Okay, so this occurs due to rancidity. So what is rancidity? That when cooked food is kept for a very long period of time, the fats and oil that is present in the food are oxidized by the oxygen present in air. Okay, and due to which we will see that some unpleasant smell or there is a change in taste, and this process or this phenomena is known as rancidity. Okay, so what happens? So some food items like chips, okay, these are fried. Yes, that we can easily buy in our market, chips that are potato chips that are fried. So what happens? These chips are transported from their factory to the market in every corner of the world. Okay, so that means these food items have to be stored for a longer period of time. Okay, but if it will be kept at open for a longer period of time, there also the rancidity will occur. That means the taste and the smell of these food items will also become bad. Okay, so what happens to prevent rancidity? And it is done. So for the packed food items, packed food items, what it is done? Nitrogen gases is added to the packets of these items. For example, the packets of chips. So we see that these are filled with air. Yes, so that is not air but nitrogen gas. Okay, and why it is filled with nitrogen gas? Because nitrogen gas will not react with the fats and oil that is present in these food items. So since it will be filled with nitrogen gas and not air, so the gases inside the food packet is only nitrogen, so there will be no oxygen. So therefore the fats and oil will not be oxidized. Okay, so this is a very common question which is generally asked in CBSE exams also, that why the food packets are filled with air. So you can write that the food packets are not filled with air, it is filled with a gas, that is nitrogen, because nitrogen prevents the oxidation of fats and oil present in those cooked food, because no oxygen is present in those nitrogen environment. Okay, so with this point this chapter comes to an end. But here I am also like to tell you that some of the students have complained me that they are now unable to write the physical state while balancing a chemical equation. Okay, so what I will do, I will just uh, give a link to one of my video. In this video itself, here you will see a I button, and if you click on the I button, you will get that video where I have discussed thoroughly, or you can that video will guide you to identify which metallic salt or which compound will exist in what form in different type of chemical reaction. Okay, so you can look at that video to understand how to write the physical state of a reaction while balancing that chemical equation. Okay, so now you will not be confused, because I think most of you are confused, because sometimes you will see that compounds like ferrous sulfate or iron sulfate, it exists in aqueous form in one of the reaction, whereas in decomposition reaction you will see that ferrous sulfate is present in its solid form. Okay, so if any reaction is given to you to balance and to write the physical state, you might be confused. So to help you in that scenario, that is to reduce your confusion, I have made a video and I am sharing you the link in the I button. So what you can do, you can just tap on that I button and click on that I button, and you will get that video link. And here I have discussed at how a different reaction, different compounds exist in different states. Okay, and from that video you can then easily understand and you can easily write, because I have discussed most of the chemical compounds that will be necessary during your course. Okay, so you can do that. And also I request you once again to subscribe the channel, because I think those who have subscribed my channel already, they have already got the link to that video, okay, where I have discussed about physical state, and many more such video I will be posting which are important for your this course, okay, but which I will not be able to share you during your class time, okay, or class hour. So those videos will be present in my channel. So if you keep the my channel subscribed, then you will get the notification. And as well as, since I have completed the first chapter, so I will be discussing the important question answer for your board exam, okay, and I will be making short videos on that, and that also I will be keeping on posting in my channel so that you can be updated. So please subscribe the channel and get notified of the videos that I am posting. Okay, so thank you.